eyes on, eyes on, zone. To all my Zondians and all living in the vicinity, I dey greet you. And to my Robo people, Robo Wado, Robo Wado, Robo Wado. Yes, it is still your African daughter. And to take it up a notch, let me give it to my people from the northern side of Delta. Igbo kwenu, ndị Igbo kwenu, no. Don't be afraid, we're still in our own soil. As the African daughter that I am, you're still on the same show on WAFFI TV with the former Ogwoke. This is African social etiquette. On today's show, I have a very interesting topic. That is our intonation, call it speech, accent, all encompassing in the productions of words. Like those who study linguistics may call it the phonetic aspect of our language. Whatever it is and whatever terms, I'm sure as you follow in the due course of the program, you understand where I'm going to. We'll do that today and touch a bit on gratitude. I come down to my very favorite part. I will start with gratitude. It is weird to many, and sometimes it is tiring to always say thank you for everything. You've watched in our local movie when a child brings something to the mother, especially in our epic movie, and the mother keep dancing. That especially when a wrapper is brought and it's as a gift, any gift item in particular, and the mother dances very well and even adds some of our own album release lyrics that is homemade or generally known, and sometimes it's out of gratitude. One way or the other, we show gratitude. It is understandable when you give someone a gift and the person is able to say thank you in whatever dialect. For mothers who are very expressive, to dance, to jump, to show that excitement, that level of gratitude, the pleasure in receiving gifts. So it is understandable when you hear people say mildly thank you, whatever language is. For the Igbos, dalo, whatever language it is that you used to say gracias, to say I appreciate, to say thank you. It's understandable, but we take it up a notch. In some of our African culture, it is part of the etiquette to say thank you for almost every little thing. Have you noticed in some families, when they dine together and they eat, as you present a meal, after eating, you say thank you to the host who gave you the meal. The children may say thank you, ma, for the dinner. Thank you, sir. They greet they greet the parents, the guardians, the elders around. That may be normal. But for some, it goes extremely beyond that. I use the term extremely madly. It goes a bit beyond that. I think that's a proper one to use. You receive a meal and after eating, you have to say thank you. And when you serve your elders, for some culture, after eating, after presenting the meal to the elderly one perhaps may say thank you for presenting. After eating, for some culture, you don't wait for the elder to tell you thank you for the meal. Ah, it's delicious. Thank you for giving us. You equally tell the elder thank you. And you saying thank you may sound, why should I be thanking him? He came to my home, I prepared a meal, and I offered it generously to this person, and this person eats, and I say thank you to the person. Or perhaps you find your father or your mother eating, you come in, and after eating, you are about to clear the table, and you are told to tell them thank you. It sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? But for some cultures, that is obtainable. Don't go too far with it. What I have come to discover is this. For whatever reasons this is done, there is an additional benefit to it. When a child learns to say thank you for everything, he learns to be grateful. Gratitude takes a lot of things out of the heart, and it makes you appreciative for very little things. And Africans love that aspect of gratitude. We love to say thank you. Have you noticed while walking and doing something strenuous, people pass and they say don't? Different language. People like well done. It's in terms of well done. Like we appreciate you for doing something that will be beneficial to you. You could, a visitor could come to your house and all of you are doing cleaning. You are cleaning up, and everybody is, trying to remove the cobweb somewhere. Someone is sweeping the floor, and you find a child trying to mimic the mother, and the visitor still says, well done. Ah, you are trying, good child, well done. This form of gratitude serves different purposes. Sometimes it's an informal way of teaching you to be grateful, to understand that certain acts are meant to be appreciated, to teach you to motivate. Some people say that's a school of thought in African parents do not know how to say, I am proud of you. To tell you as a child, your daddy, your mom is proud of you. Or to tell you as a child, you have done well. You could keep doing well and all that. But in many cultures, we may not say I am proud of you, literally, like you get it in English term. But this form of gratitude, one way or the other, little by little, tells you this. You do something and like you are told well done. That is to say, you have done well. My people from the eastern parts, the Nsukka people precisely would say, when you walk and you are walking tediously in the farm, or you're doing something at home, and when they pass up, someone walks past you and see you busy, he's able to say they won't know. That is another form of well done. Yes, it may serve as a greeting, but it equally serves as an encouragement, an appreciation that you're not sitting idle, that you're doing something. It encourages you to do more. So gratitude itself gives encouragement, it gives pleasure, and it shows appreciation. When you learn these little forms of gratitude and you're able to express it, you seem to others as a well balanced, humble, enlightened individual. It makes you a bit sensitive to other people's efforts. You don't see things as trivial. Ah, you bring a 13-year-old girl and she sweeps your house. You come back and you start, you did not sweep here, you did not clean here, you did not do this, you did not do that. But when you are groomed to say thank you, even to somebody you cooked and served meal just because the person is older, it starts from the home. When your father finish eating and you say thank you, sir. For some cultures, that is done. And when it is done and you say thank you, sir, for eating the meal itself, it shows a depth of appreciation. If you could do that, you find it difficult to see other people do one or two little services that you may be paying for and not show that form of appreciation. It builds up our interpersonal communication skill. It's an informal way of teaching us to show, an informal way of teaching us to communicate better, to be able to live harmoniously. When I see your efforts, you see my efforts. Our union will be better. When I see your efforts, you see my effort. Our appreciation level for each other will differ. Go nowhere. We'll visit the market now, and when we come back, we'll continue from where we stopped.
Are you looking for where to get quality paints? A look no further. Finnerx Paint is your destination for top-tier quality paints. A leave in a world of color with our premium paints from interior, exterior, and wood finishes paints. But why choose us? The customer satisfaction, vibrant palette, exceptional quality. A save your time and money. Hurry now, visit our website www.finexpaints.com for more info. Thanks for choosing Finex Paints.
Welcome back. Yes, we're on gratitude, and you are still on African social etiquette. Today's topic is intonation, accent, and gratitude. Intonation and accent are merged on the same level. It is intonation and gratitude. We've been talking about gratitude. What's the essence of it? How is it ethical? So let's come back. We've been talking about its importance, the effect, positive effect it has with us if we practice this as our ancestors and forefathers in the way. Our forefathers that have been, had what they lay down procedures and way of life they've given to us. If we'll imbibe in it, these are the benefits we would get. But what does this have to do with etiquette, the official acceptable behavior? Like it said, when a child washes his hands properly, he can dine with the elders. No culture, no people frowns at being grateful. And no culture, no people frown at the term. Let's use a general English one. Thank you. It's expected of you as a properly groomed, well-rounded, mentally balanced individual to learn to say thank you. Where do we say this thank you? After eating? When somebody does something for you, any service is offered, even if it is a paid services. For offering the services properly, you appreciate the person, not by the tips. You could do that, but not by the tips. As Africans, we appreciate the person by the words we say. That is the gratitude part. It is officially expected and acceptable as a form of social interactions. If you offer services, it's still right to say thank you. If someone offers you a services, it's still right to say thank you. Let me give an instance. You go to the market to buy something, and the person sells to you for being there for you. If there are no sellers, you will not be able to find the item you need. You appreciate the fact that the person decided to come for these goods and services. So you come down there and you say thank you. You say thank you for the person, for the fact that the person has offered it to you. You appreciate it and say thank you. If you are the one offering these services, you appreciate equally the patronage. So it is two-way. I appreciate you patronizing me. I appreciate when I am the one patronizing you. I appreciate you for being there at all to offer these services. I appreciate you for offering these services and offering it well. You get it? I believe so. Let's move on from there. From gratitude, we go to intonation. You know that we have different mother tongue, different tribes, different languages, abundant in Africa. The way we speak, our intonation and our accent differs. It's 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 embedded in the pronunciations of our various dialects. Some sound may be found in a particular dialect, and some sounds may not be found in one. Like my northern brethren may have issues with the F sound. And my Eastern brethren, for some parts, may have issues with the sound that comes with the symbol L. It may seem that way. So when we come down to a foreign language or the second language lands, we may find it difficult to pronounce it as the original owners of those, like we call the indigens and non-indigens, those who originally own that language. We may find it difficult to pronounce. The production of each sound may not be as it is when the original people, owners of those languages, do produce those sounds. It happens around. We find people mixing it with, like you say, he has an accent that sounds like an American. He mixes it a bit and he sounds like a Briton. He mixes a bit and he sounds like a Nigerian. And sometimes, even as a Nigerian, he sounds like someone from the north. And sometimes the same English speaking person. And sometimes he sounds like somebody from the south. You know, that pidgin English intonation, it's somewhere there. Let me take you back to my greetings. For those who are Ijaws, they may not find my first intro, the greeting, when I say hi Zon, as properly done. They may or may not find it properly done. An Igbo person may tell you, yes, you got it, Igbo Kwen, but your pronunciation sounds like a foreigner, like a white person trying to say Igbo Kwen. And some people may tell you sound like an Euro person trying to say that. You know, for it's, you might have had such experiences from different people. How do these our mother tongue, our dialect, our intonation? It could be that the pitch level is wrong. It could be that the accent itself is mixed, like you use a foreign accent in trying to produce a particular sound. And in doing so, you omit perhaps the pitch or something else may be omitted, and you may not be able to pronounce that word using everything it takes to pronounce the words, from every form of movement, from our oral cavity to our lungs, to every organ needed to make a proper speech, to produce sound that could be worded, sounds as words. Something may go wrong. We have people like that. You do not have to feel below. You do not have to feel substandard. How do all these relate to etiquette? You who has been gifted with the ability to learn multiple languages, yes, I do acknowledge you exist. There are lots of people gifted. We call it gift, we call it training, but there are lots of people gifted. They learn and they learn well. When they speak French, they speak like the Frenchman. When they speak English, they speak like the Englishman. Let's come down to Nigeria. When he speaks Yoruba, he speaks like a typical Yoruba person. When he speaks Igbo, he speaks like a typical Igbo person. When he speaks Hausa, he speaks as fluent as a born-bred indigene of the north. When he speaks pidgin, pardon, he speaks like someone who grew up in WAFFI. When he speaks Urobo, he speaks like a correct, proper Urobo man. Some Urobo sons and daughters cannot even produce Urobo sounds, give effective production to the Urobo words as when it comes out of their mouth. They may be speaking Urobo, but they are not speaking it like an Urobo person. And you find this person who may be a Calabar person, who may be from Calabar, maybe from the ethnic nationality, and he's able to produce the proper sound while speaking these listed languages. They exist. And when he speaks his own dialect, as a man from Cross River, or as a man from Akwa Ibom, as a man from any other region of the country outside where these ethnic nationalities are found, and you are baffled. Is this person from this place? The day he speaks Yoruba, the Yoruba people will say, he's my brother from the Yoruba land, because he's able to produce it properly. And you may find a Yoruba son or daughter who is not able to, he speaks Yoruba, the words are clear, you could get the meaning, but his production of those words is faulty. Perhaps with the intonation, the pitch, something is wrong. Generally, as laymen, we call it the accent. As the he does not have the Yoruba accent or something like that. Or we could say he speaks Yoruba like an Englishman. The same way you could say an Igbo child speaks Igbo as an English person. Or like you sound like someone who has stayed in the West. No wonder. Did you grow up in the West? Say yes, my yes. No wonder you speak Igbo like a Yoruba man trying to learn Igbo. Something like that. We find that in existence. And we find people who could navigate through this well. Weird. What is the role of etiquette in intonation? No matter how you sound, no matter how faulty your production may be, no matter how the production at the end of the day may sound to your listener, and no matter how wrong it may be, or how not put together the final production may be, as long as communication takes place. What I mean is, as long as what I am trying to say, what I intend to say, is what you, my listener, the person I intend to pass this information to, if what I intend to say, you who is supposed to hear me, listen and get it, is able to get it as I intend you to get it. That is, you are able to understand it as I intend you to understand it. It does not matter if I sound funny. As long as communication, if that has happened, then communication has taken place. As long as communication has taken place, it's unethical to pretend or embarrass me by saying, I cannot get you, you're sounding foreign. Some of us do that a lot. It is not a sociable, acceptable behavior to do that. We find foreigners, light-skinned people, the Frenchman may not understand English. Do you know that? And they are all in Europe. If he speaks English to an English person, maybe someone from Britain, and is able to break it, that is what we call the broken English, able to say, I come, I want, I go. And the Englishman is able to understand it. He does not put down that person. Anyone, I'm not trying to say we are bad, anyone from any continent, any part of the world could be tempted to mock, to laugh. But as Africans, it's unethical to mock such persons. It is African to be happy that somebody is trying to learn my dialect, that somebody is trying to talk like me, that somebody appreciates my own ethnic, my own tribal language. Do you know what it is for foreigners, non-indigens, to take their time to try to learn you? What it is for your child who wasn't brought up in the same community as you, where the language is rampant, to try to learn it. Do not discourage that child. Do not discourage that person. Do you know that as we are now, our African dialects are fading off? The Robo child do not know how to speak Orobo. Some of them do not even understand it. When you find just one trying to learn it, hold that child close. Let people try the efforts to learn our dialects. If we're not taught, if mistakes are not made, if corrections are not made, there are no growths. Mistakes abound. Yes, let it be with a funking accent that that child speaks, or that adult or that old man speaks the Igbo with. Allow him. Let it be with the Yoruba intonation, accent, whatever it is you want to call it. He speaks Robo like he's speaking Yoruba, literally. Allow him. As long as he makes an effort to speak it, teach the proper thing. And our African parents teach us with love. Have you forgotten the days of the moonlight tales? The days when our parents used to put us together. They sit and they tell us stories. And those stories at the end of the day has moral lessons. It's a guide, a nurture out of love. When we correct, we should correct in love. It's unethical to mock anyone because they do not sound like you. It's unacceptable within the African culture to look down on one of your own because he's lacking. Why? So when you meet someone next time who may not speak languages as you do, speaking our mother dialects, or even the simple English that is general, you do not mock that person. Remember today, it's a no-no when it comes to etiquette. That is the social acceptable behavior, official social acceptable behavior. It's a no-no. We say no to mocking. We say no to direct or indirect mocking. When I mean direct, is to laugh and laugh the person into feeling extremely embarrassed, or you pretend like you do not get the person because you know that the person is not get the production is not right. Somebody trying to say I am hungry and it's sounding like he's saying I want to sit down, but you know that he's saying I'm hungry. Out of love, it is part of etiquette for us to correct out of love. Out of love, tell the person the right way, teach the person. Sometimes we do it and you say the same words 10 times and the person happens to make this varieties, let's say, give a different version of the wrong pronunciation 10 different times, like he's giving you a varieties of wrong answers, like he's unteachable. It is still against etiquette. When I say ethical, you may say it is moral. It is still against etiquette. Do you understand? It's still against social etiquette to tell the person or to mock the person indirectly by acting like you do not get the meaning of what the person is trying to say. Like the communication is being disrupted, the communication is not taking place. It is a no-no. I know that you who has been following me has been a very, very, very good African and a wonderful Nigerian. I like to use my country as an example because I'm a Nigerian and I'm a bit biased to the southern part. But don't worry, we'll get to touch every other aspect. But if you take the lessons you learn from here, I am sure you would hardly go wrong when you socialize with any African, wherever you may find yourself. You make minimal errors. Stay tuned, follow me. I'm still Ifoma okay? And I love coming to you every week with different topics. It's appreciated when you give feedback. Tell me you are there and you know that I am here. And on the milder parts, it costs money to keep this program on air. If you like what we're doing, please reach out to us on the number on your screen and sponsor this program. This is still WAFFI TV. We're still your best place to go to for everything, not just Africa, everything Nigeria, everything South. As you follow us on all our social media platforms, as you see on your screen, learn to like, share. And if you're following me and see me right now on your free-to-air decoder, please send me a feedback. Let me know where you're reaching it from. Until I come your way again next time. Day one, stay well. Enjoy your